with local heavyweights getting after it. We got one of the best contenders at 168 still to come from the legacy of Philadelphia fighters, and then it'll be our world title fight.
You know, we grew up. It's crazy that me, Meek Mill, Bryant, Jennings all grew up in like a 4 or 5 block radius. Crazy, right? All at like the same time. There's at one point in time that it was likely that all 3 of us was on the King Center court. Long story, but this was his last fight against Joey Dwetko, who was also from Philly. The fight took place down at the Leah Course Center here in Philly, which is Temple University's sports arena. I didn't go. I couldn't walk at the time. I was really, really upset at myself, but it is what it is. Moving on. I'm going to be heading out to Atlantic City this weekend, not this weekend, this week, likely tomorrow for the media workout and or the press conference for Top Rank on ESPN's card this week. So it's not going to be on ESPN Plus. It's going to be on regular ESPN from my understanding, and you'll be able to watch, obviously, the full undercard. In fact, before we talk about it, let's go look at the card real quick because I still have to do a video on Jesse Hart versus Mike Gavronski. So it's going to be in Atlantic City in the Ocean Resort Casino. Is that one of the new casinos down there? But it's going to be Jennings versus Dimitrenko, Jesse Hart versus Gavronski, Jason Sosa, former WBA 130-pound champion, right, versus Ronaldo Blanco. 130 pound or 126. I believe it was 100 and let me go check. £30 champion. And it was WBO. Yeah, he was WB. Okay, I remember now. I remember. My bad. But anyway, you're going to have Shakira Stevenson versus Carlos Ruiz. Thomas Lamana, well known in the Philadelphia tri-state area. So let's go back. I remember in my original video for Jennings versus Dimitrenko, I was talking about how Jennings was in a good spot with Top Rank because of Top Rank's affiliation with the WBO. It's no secret that, you know, if you're with Top Rank and you're ranked by the WBO, you're going to get your title shot. But now, when you have Alexander Povetkin acting as the current WBO champion, and the winner will be the WBO super champion at heavyweight between Joshua and Povetkin September the 22nd on the Zone, they are not, whoever wins is not due a mandatory for 18 months. So therefore, that kind of makes me wonder, well, what is the top ranked WBO heavyweight guys going to do? For example, Joshua's fighting Povetkin, right? I don't have to look over. I can look over here. You know, you have White, who doesn't seem really interested in going after the WBO route. He said that he wants the winner of Fresno Quindo, Manuel Char, but also Big Baby Miller wants the winner of Fresno Quindo, Manuel Char. Big Baby Miller, by the way, is fighting Tomas Adamek on October the 6th in Chicago. So I'm thinking that I would love to see a Bryant Jennings versus Dylan White or Gerald Miller, right? But then there's that issue with Top Rank here have their own, like Bryant Jennings is a top ranked fighter. You know, they are heavily invested in him. Top Rank has so many dates, 54 throughout the year, but that's spread through international events and whatever events they pick up. But the point is, they're not in a position to be able to let guys like Bryant Jennings, who they're investing in, go over to another platform, the Zone. So as it stands right now, Dylan White and Gerald Big Baby Miller are on a rival platform. They're on the Zone, you know, Eddie Herman's Matchroom USA. Bryant Jennings, you know, Top Rank. Top Rank and the Zone have some business to do soon to try to figure out what they're going to do with the Zone's Maurice Hooker and Top Rank's Alex Saucedo. So it's even though I would think that, well, it would make pretty good sense for all of these guys, to fight, maybe a Bryant Jennings or vice versa. But as it stands right now, it's looking unlikely. Remember, Joseph Parker was supposed to be fighting Bryant Jennings in Atlantic City. Yeah, it was a smaller venue, smaller event overall. I'm not faulting Joseph Parker for taking that big money fight against Dillian Whyte, one of the best heavyweight fights of the year. But now maybe he should re-explore a Dillian Whyte fight. Or maybe they're going to go still after big money, or bigger money, and probably try to get what's called the Oceanic area type fight with Lucas Brown being from Australia and Joseph Parker being from New Zealand. That right there still be a bigger fight than Bryant Jennings. So looking at it, I'm thinking, well, since he can't get a shot, and I'm sure that they're definitely after that WBO spot, then where does he go? Maybe the WBO might do an interim type of situation, because the way it's looking is that White's not going to fight him. Miller's not going to fight him. You got Tom Schwartz, who I said I was going to go do some research on, and I haven't yet. Where did I see this guy at? 21. Where I seen him somewhere. Whose undercards is he fighting on? I don't know. I've seen him somewhere. Seen him somewhere. Anyway, we'll get to him later. You got Dominic Brazil, but Dominic Brazil is chasing Dion. That makes sense. But once again, with him being over on Top Rank ESPN, Dominic Brazil is kind of Al Heyman Showtime-ish. I don't know. So we're going to talk to him, get his thoughts on the heavyweight division, and see, what he wants to do. Also, we're going to do our best to talk to Alexander Dimitrenko, because this motherfucker's 6'7". Bryant Jennings is tall. We're about the same height. I'm 6'2", 6'3". I think he's like a little bit taller than me, maybe. I don't know. But I haven't seen him in a while. But he's 6'7". He's going to present some issues. Also, he got a big upset last year against Adrian Granat. I can't remember, people used to say, TstreeT, you need to watch Adrian Granat fights, man. Dude, it's the shit and all that. And then he goes and gets knocked out by Dimitrenko. He fought Joseph Parker. I covered that fight. Kubrat Pulev. Did I cover this? I know I watched it in preparation for Klitschko versus Pulev, but I don't know if I covered it or not. And if I did, it's on the other channel that I was on. A lot of people forget Eddie Chambers, Derek Rossi, Malcolm Tan, who Dillian Whyte fought like 2 fights ago, maybe 3 fights ago. 2 fights ago. So he's not just some guy just out of nowhere. Dude's a legitimate threat. And net a height, man. We'll see, though. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.